Hey guys, this is going to be my out-of-box review for the Master Grade Tallgeese I, and this is not from Bandai, this is from the third-party manufacturer Dragon Momoko. So that means it is a knockoff kit, and I'll explain in a bit why I went with this one rather than the Bandai version. I've reviewed some knockoff or third-party kits before, and I don't exactly mind buying them, but of course I would prefer to get the Bandai versions, so... But there is a specific reason I got this one, so anyway, let's first just take a look at this kit. Now, if you saw my previous Tallgeese, Master Grade Tallgeese videos, you saw the Dragon Momoko Tallgeese III and the Bandai Tallgeese II both had problems standing up, and this one, it's the worst. This one has real problems standing up. So hopefully you'll be able to get a 360-degree view. No, yeah, it's not gonna make it. So let me put this up on an action base, and then you can actually see what it's gonna look like. Now, that's just sad. Okay, now that it's up on an action base, I can turn it around for you guys without worrying about it falling down. Of the three Master Grade Tallgeeses that I've built recently, Tallgeese, I guess. Of course, the Tallgeese III was a Dragon Momoko, as is this one, but this one is the worst of the three, even worse than the Tallgeese III. The Tallgeese III, yeah, you could tell it was a knockoff. Some stuff was loose, but it really wasn't all that bad. This one, everything's really loose. Well, not everything, but a lot of stuff is loose. The plastic quality even feels different, even though they're both from Dragon Momoko. The plastic feels even softer on this kit. And the fitting issues, everything fits well enough. I feel like some of this top part of the assembly of the boosters on the backpack, they don't really fit quite right. And of course this one has the same problem that the Tallgeese III had, in that the finger pieces don't fit onto the hand very well at all. So it's a bit of a struggle to get those fingers to stay in. Otherwise, I mean, if you can get past all that stuff, the look of the kit is fine. I mean, the kit looks great. But that's just because it's just copied from the Bandai version, and it actually even has a few extra details that the Bandai version didn't have. Now, in my previous Tallgeese videos that I've just put up most recently, I mentioned about these details, but I didn't really show you, so let me just take a minute to show you where these details are. Let me adjust my focus here. You see on the knee there's those two little kind of notch pieces there. Those are new, and that's basically what's added to this kit. There's these, they're on the knee, on the side of the skirt armor, on the ankle armor there, and on the back. Oops, we'll just pull that off. It's always the right arm that pops off really easily, not the left. Maybe because the gun is heavier than the shield, but here on the back of this on the back of the elbows, we've got those two notches there again too. So there is a bit of one more, and on the back of these boosters, we've got the same little bits there. So it's just one detail, but it's recurring over the kit a few times. But it's a nice thing. I mean, that's not a very difficult thing to just add yourself using bits of plot plate. But that was a cool little thing that they added for their mold, just to make their mold slightly different. Now, really, the accessories is what makes this kit different from the Bandai version, and that's why I got this one instead of the Bandai version. Now, what you're looking at on there is exactly the same. It's got the same Dober gun, and it's got the same shield on here, and then the two, pop this off, then the two beam saber handles underneath, and with this handle that moves. But mine, see, this is one fitting issue I also had. This handle doesn't seem to fit in this open position like that to hold it in the hand. It fits well enough like that, closed, like it's going to stay there, which is probably how I'm going to be keeping it anyway, so it really doesn't matter, but that wasn't really working for me. Let's pop that back on here. Same problem with the Dragon Momoko Tallgeese III. These joint parts that hold the shield and the Dober gun onto the shoulder armor aren't very good. Yeah, they're just too loose and are too sensitive. They stay when they're on there, but just getting them on there, don't plan on touching them or moving them around too much because they're going to fall off. And the other problem you can see here is that this shoulder armor, it wouldn't take much to fix this, but the shoulder armor is just going to be drooping down like that. It looks bad. It's not how it's supposed to look. It should be at least flat across or even up a little bit, I think, but just because the weight of the gun and how loose it is, it's just bloop like that, and that looks stupid. Not a difficult thing to fix, but if you're just planning on building out of the box, that's what you're going to have to deal with. Let's see. The Dober gun, like I've mentioned in both videos before, the angle of the handle and the connection make it hard for the Tallgeese to actually grip that in a good way. See, it's got it, but I mean, that's the wrong hand, but you get the idea. It looks kind of stupid, just off to the side like that. You could, I've actually never tried this, but now that I'm looking at it, you could take it off of here. We'll just take that off and put it up under the arm. Oops. See, it's always that arm. I don't know why. Well, you can see what I'm talking about, how this is the worst of the three by far. As I was saying, we could maybe tuck it up underneath there or something like that. Now this piece is coming off too. How's that, better? Maybe. This hand is pretty much totally disintegrated now, so I'll just leave that off to the side and move on. So now that the Tallgeese is looking pretty sad there, he's taking some battle damage on the side, let's look at the other accessories. Let's see, we've got two beam saber handles. Not the two beam saber effect parts. They're just the straight kind of standard master grade beam sabers. Like I mentioned before, I wish the Dragon Momoko would have copied the Bandai ones because they're a more interesting shape. They're kind of flat and a little bit curved. Those are boring. But the big reason I got this was for this. No, just kidding. This. Yes. This lance, as seen in the Glory of the Losers. Is that right? The manga. The Gundam Wing manga that's going on now. The Tallgeese uses this lance. Now this isn't exactly right to that. And to my knowledge, there hasn't been any one that's produced one that's exactly the same as the one that appeared in the manga. But this one's pretty close, and it's pretty awesome looking anyway. The mold and just the design is really cool. It's got this handle that's offset to the side, and it actually uses the same mechanism for this handle, is the same basically on the Tallgeese III Mega Cannon. It's on this kind of piece that folds, so the handle is able to close up very close, or you can have it a bit offset. Then it's also got this handle on the side, folds out like that. That's actually the same as what's on the Dober gun. There, that one on the front of the Dober gun. It's the same. And then of course just the stem here where you can hold it. So lots of options there for one-handed or two-handed gripping. And then this little part sticking up here is really cool. I like that extra little thing there. So you can see the length. It's basically taller than the Tallgeese itself. Very long. And that's really cool. So that's cool. I like that. That's why I got this kit instead of the Bandai version. I'm going to be using that with the kit whenever I paint it and glue it. But as I showed, it does also come with this, and I forget the name at the moment. I'll put it in right there later in the review. So yeah, that's the name of this big axe that we've got here. I didn't think I was going to use it because I wasn't really very interested in it, but it's not bad actually. It's kind of cool. I don't know. It doesn't really look like something any Gundam would actually use. But it's not bad. With a little paint it might be okay. It's different. It's also about the same length as the lance. It's a bit taller than the kit itself. See, like that. So that's cool. And then otherwise, I think that's about it. We had the water slide decals, which I showed before. Yeah, here's those. We actually have two sheets here. This one, this one, just a bunch of like caution markings and stuff. And this one is more caution markings, but then we actually have like the eagle on there. And a Dragon Momoko one if you want. When I made my Model Comprehend models, I used their logo on my models because I thought they did a pretty good job. Dragon Momoko, didn't really do a good enough job to warrant your mark getting on my kit, I think, so probably not going to use that. Anyway, other than that, we've got a bunch of hands, or fingers, I should say. Got open fingers, fists, holding hands, and a trigger finger, I believe, for each hand. But that's about it for this kit. The head is cool that it's got the clear piece in there, a little clear blue. The articulation is going to be the same as all the other Tallgeese kits. It's quite good, but again with this kit everything's loose, so just got to be careful. Maybe do a bit of modifying when you're painting the kit. Put a little extra glue or a little extra paint in some of those joints just to stiffen them up a bit will be very helpful. The head articulation is quite nice. A lot of movement up and down, and this kind of free-floating piece under the chin is nice. The cockpit does open up, and like other Dragon Momoko kits, there's no pilot inside, but it does open. So we've still got that feature. Really good motion in the waist. Let's see, can get really far around there, which would be really good once you fix that issue of the looseness a bit. Now, you take off this arm and show you. We've still got really nice double jointed elbows there, so no problem bending those, and some nice part separation there. The knee, same thing, nice part separation and good bend. There, it can go far forward, as far as you're going to need it to go. And good bend about like that. As far as you're going to need it to bend, it's more than 90 degrees, but it's also more than you're really going to need, I think. And that part separation there in the knee is really, really cool. Like with the Dragon Momoko Tallgeese III, this part is just kind of fitting loosely. That peg that's supposed to hold these two together, it will only stay in one. It won't stay in both, but you can just kind of rest it there and fake it, and no one's really going to know. The legs do go out. Again, as far as you're going to need it, about that far. You don't really need it to go too much farther. And I guess the arms go up about like that. Very good. And the head, like I said, it's nice. So on the back, these do, oops, see, this is the part that I thought was pretty loose. These do open up like that, and put the wing out, and it should push that thruster down a bit. There we go. Those do open up, same as the other ones, but like I said, you might want to just make sure that those parts are going to stay on properly. But it stays open anyway, well enough. So that's about it for this kit, as it's kind of looking very odd. Yeah, if you're like me and you really want this lance or this axe, then yeah, get this kit. It's cheap, and you get these cool accessories. Or if you don't really care about those accessories, then get the Bandai version, because then you've got everything you need and none of the headache of the problems of it being a knockoff. So that's it, guys, and that's it for anything Tallgeese related for a while, I think. I've got a work in progress coming up for the next video on this kit, so see you then.